Yeah, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Factorio. I hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you guys have, you guys know, do smash the like button if you haven't done so already. With that, let's get to the episode. I'm going to just double check to make sure my sound settings are correct. I'm going to set it to 20. I feel like 20 is a good percentage there. So, been kind of working on Factorio and things this week. However, I kind of forgot. I worked the weekend, which is why this episode is coming out a day late. Rather than coming out on Monday, it's coming out on Tuesday. That's what happens when you work the weekend and you kind of forget, and then you can't record on Sunday. Anyway, so some of the things that I've been working on is getting the rocket system set up here on Gleba, getting our 100 rocket silos and such, as well as we are traveling back to Aquilo because Aquilo has blacked out, unfortunately, and not in a good way. So we are currently on our way there to hopefully resolve those issues, bringing some more materials so we can continue to get some foundations. So we can start overhauling our quality area here on Flagora by swapping around this setup that we have going, so we can actually start to get legendary quality items properly. We do still have, I think we have, yeah, we have technically everything we need at this point, but we need to do quite a few things here in terms of overhaul, but we can't do that yet without foundations because that's the main thing blocking us from doing those sorts of overhauls. Let's see, there are some little things here and there, but wrong button. All right, so let's go ahead and drop to planet Aquilo. Oh, and good news, on our other world, in my multiplayer world I'm doing with my friend, we have built a ship that should get us all the way to the end game in terms of the solar system edge and then to the shattered planet. However, I have not fully tested it yet, so that is still in the testing stages, but I'm excited to show that with you guys once that is fully ready. So it looks like power has died, so let's check up here. Okay, this ran out of that, which means this guy has nothing. And why did this guy run out? Because this guy ran out of solid fuel? Yep. That's exactly what happened, because this guy, from what I can tell, ran out of power, which, yeah, then just ran out of all sorts of stuff. Okay. And then that ran out of solid fuel as well, because it's burned out of stuff and things. Okay, so let's go ahead and kickstart the system. I don't know if we have... Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Okay. How much stuff did we bring with us? Let's say 14. Let's drop 50. And then... Yeah. I realize we don't actually need this much stuff here that we have accumulated. We brought way more than we needed, I think, for some of the stuff. But let's see if we can try to restart. Literally, there's always problems here. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna burn all of that uranium. That should hopefully get heat back online. How are we looking here for heat? Oh, geez, it's down to 300. Okay, so that's gonna take a minute for that to get back up. Turrets are getting destroyed. Oh, because there's no ammo in those ones. Okay, they have found our weakness. So, let's go ahead and... go ahead and just replace... with robot... or, not robots, excuse me. Replace all of the turrets that we still have here with laser turrets. There we go. Robots are going to do that, and then they're going to come over here and do their thing. Anyway, back here on Aquilo. The other side of this is... how much stuff do we get here? ideally need more of both. I don't know if I have more of both down here. Or if I have to request some. No, we have a good bit. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So then, back here on Thor's hammer, let's go ahead and drop down. We have a good bit of things. Drop some of the superconductors, because I know we're going to need that. And then I'm just trying to think, because this is what really needs to happen. But you know what? Do we have a pump? I want to create a valve so it doesn't backflow on us and cause this issue, because technically we just need some fluid to prime the system. We don't actually need like a continual amount. I could have sworn we would have had some. Okay, we're looking for pumps. None in there. These are offshores, right? Those are offshore pumps. There is no way we didn't have a single pump on that ship. But apparently we didn't. Okay. You know what? Let me go ahead and just grab these. I'm going to throw them down. I figure, you know what? Might as well. Let's check here. Do we have any pumps on board? We don't. Okay, that is... Do we have any in any of these chests? We do. Okay. And all this is going to do is it's just going to maintain that this flow stays exactly where we want it, which is in this direction. And then let's go ahead. I know we're going to be building out down there, so let's just build up here. Like a so, like a so. And there we go. Okay. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and get another one of those. Another one of these. Like a so. Oh. Okay, we are just going to destroy all the things we just built. Does it go 3 in? Yeah. And we're not expecting this to power everything, but I am at least expecting it to give us some power. Because again, solar panels out here on Aquilo are terrible. Like, these are honestly the worst. Like, we put down over 150 and we're barely getting a few kilowatts. Like, notice, each one gives us 60 watts. Well, they're rated for 60 kilowatts, right? So we're getting a fraction of the actual power output. But that should help, kind of. I mean, obviously the biggest drain here is going to be the rocket silos. Those are going to eat a bunch. These are going to eat a bunch because, remember, each one is going to consume a minimum of 8 kilowatts. So they're not going to give us a ton of power. So we are probably going to have to disconnect sections of the grid to keep some things functioning, I think. Where are these guys at? These guys fully heated up. These guys are almost heated up. The only problem is there is no water. So even if those guys turn over, we're not going to have... Okay. The problem is this guy isn't anywhere to be seen. Okay, so let's try something. We're gonna disconnect this guy. Okay. That still has decent heat, so... Yeah, problem is stuff's starting to freeze. Without... Oh, actually, that can heat everything. There we go. We need some heat pipe. And then... I need some actual pipe. Need a bit of underground. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing to do what I want. So we're gonna take it, and we want to produce not rail stuff, although those railguns are impressive. We want to make a hot fluorocatine. So that should be able to heat this, and then we need 2 different liquids, which is going to be a bit of a pain. I don't know if we can tap into any. Okay. The problem is we are going to be siphoning much needed heat. Okay. And then we need fluorine, which I don't have even the foggiest. Oh, right here. Okay. Like so. Okay, perfect. And then like that. Then we just need a little bit more heat pipe. And then we should be able to hopefully green light everything here so that it all functions. That's good. So now we just need lithium and solid fuel, which I think we can steal a little bit from... The inserters moving it, I think, is like about a pixel a second. Okay. I really don't know if this is going to be enough, because it likely needs more. Oh, it needs the gas. I'm like, why is it not working? Okay. So it's going to go ahead and generate ever so slightly. Just a teeny little bit. And then we should be able to do something like this. Like that, and like that. Okay, and then once it generates some, that should be enough to get this guy primed. And then we should just be able to connect. Or rather, let's disconnect. These connections. So this grid operates independently. Alright, so it should only have the solar panels, which it does, and the few inserters. So this guy now has power, right? So this guy is going to produce 50 of the hot stuff. This guy needs 10 of the hot stuff. So that should be enough to get this guy functioning. And what we're going to do is we're going to do that, which should give us 4 of those guys. And then once that's functioning, we should be in a much, much better spot. Let's see. It's producing, which is good. So this guy will have 2 sections of stuff produced. And then, you know what, we could probably disconnect this guy and this guy. So now what that should do is it should still power this guy, which it is. And then once this guy is functioning, it's going to be able to self-power. I hope. I think? Maybe. Yeah, that should work. That should work. Okay. So, aside from the constant blackouts that we're having here, I think we will have resolved this small issue. And then on Gleba, I was waiting to see... We have most of the rockets. What are we missing now? Electric engine units. Okay, that's actually very, very expected then. We are gonna probably leave off of the planet if we can. Let's see, we need some of those. And we need solid fuel if we have any. We do not have any. Okay, but there's plenty of rockets we can take off in then. This is just my backup one so I don't mess up any of the other silos, but we have plenty of silos we can launch from once power goes. Okay, so this guy should be going. It's still not output full. Okay. Why is it saying output full? It has plasma. Oh. That's why. I am dumb. I'm like, what? You know, this should have been working the entire time. The reason it's not is because, well, this thing input outputs. This thing only inputs from the butt. It outputs on the sides, but it inputs from the butt. That's why. Okay. So that now gives us a lot more power than we previously had, and now this is going to become a self-sufficient system because now this guy is going to be able to produce basically unlimited. This guy is just our backup priming system we can just leave there because it doesn't need to run indefinitely. This guy, the way it essentially works is this produces, like consumes 2 per second. This guy produces 4 per second, but it's not in the same sense that like, oh, this is eating like 1 to 2 for how this is ratioed. I'm not actually quite sure how it ends up getting ratioed, but it works apparently. But it has to do with the other stuff. I don't know. It exists. It works. We get power. So available power generation is 50 megawatts. Just those 4 things can generate quite a bit. And then now that the turbines are turned over rather, that gives us plenty there. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. So now we should be able to actually take off on this planet without getting too screwed up. But actually, let me check 2 more of those. Let's go ahead and grab some of those, some of those, some of those, some of those, some of those. There we go. So that gives us 3. So this is another 150 megawatts that we can reliably use. So that gives us, 1.1 gigawatts. So we have plenty of power now. We shouldn't have to worry about it now on this planet. So let's go ahead and take off. And with that, let's go head over to Flagora. I think let's start planning out where things are going to go. Even though we don't have the foundations necessarily to do it, we should still be able to do a chunk of what I want. At least like planning out where some of the stuff's going to go, changing over some of the filters, and just starting to try to get the legendary quality modules and things and trying to do that. Because that we can do. We can do that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to head over there. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. And as always, peace out.